Hello, so today I'd like to bring you the message for the 13th of August. As you know, these are timeless, so whenever you're drawn to listen, there will be something here for you. If you would like to sit, to ground, to open your energy, and to drop into your heart, take a deep breath and connect with your essence. Ground into the central sun of Middle Earth and just release and let go. This is for you. What you give your attention to grows. Beloved soul, there is a quiet power within you that you may underestimate every day. It is your attention. Where you place your attention, you place a portion of your life force. What you repeatedly think about, speak about, revisit, and emotionally rehearse begins to occupy more space within your inner world. This is why today is an invitation to become conscious of what you are feeding. Not with judgment, not with a demand that every thought must be positive, simply with awareness. Because there is a difference between acknowledging something and continually giving it your energy. You can recognize a difficulty without allowing it to become the center of your existence. You can remember the past without living inside it. You can be aware of uncertainty without rehearsing every possible outcome. You can acknowledge what is not yet resolved while still allowing yourself to notice what is beautiful, hopeful, and alive. This is not denial, it is discernment. Your mind will naturally notice what it has been trained to look for. If you spend your days searching for evidence that something will go wrong, you may begin to overlook the evidence that you are safe, capable, and supported. If you continually focus on what is missing, absence becomes louder than what is present. But when you begin to consciously notice what is working, what is growing, what is worthy of gratitude, your awareness becomes capable of seeing more of that too. Today, experiment gently. Notice what you have been giving your attention to. Where does your mind go when there is nothing demanding of it? What conversations do you repeatedly replay? What possibilities do you repeatedly imagine? What fears receive more attention than your actual present moments? Perhaps most importantly, ask yourself, what would you like to give more life to now? Maybe it's your creativity. Maybe it's your peace. Maybe it's your relationship with the people who genuinely nourish you. Maybe it's your confidence, your health, your work, your spiritual practice, your home, or simply the ability to experience ordinary moments without always searching for what comes next. You do not have to perform everything today. You do not need to transform everything. Just begin by noticing. If you catch yourself returning again and again to something that leaves you depleted, honor yourself and pause. Take a deep breath. Release and ground. Ask yourself whether this thought requires action or whether it simply has become familiar. That question can be surprisingly powerful. Some thoughts are instructions, others are echoes. You do not have to obey every echo. Perhaps an old fear is telling you you are not ready. Perhaps an old disappointment is insisting that history must repeat itself. Perhaps an old version of you is still trying to make decisions for the person you have become now. Listen compassionately, but remember that you are allowed to choose what receives your attention in this present moment. You have already learned from the past. You do not need to continually revisit the lesson in order to prove that you have learned it. There is also something beautiful about deliberately noticing what is going right. The moment you handled something differently, the boundary you honored, the kindness you received, the task you completed, the courage it took to say what you really meant, the small pleasure you allowed yourself to enjoy, the fact that you are still here, still learning, still becoming. All of these things matter. They are not insignificant simply because they are ordinary. A life built from ordinary moments is precious, and what you repeatedly notice becomes part of the story you tell yourself about your life. So today, give your attention to evidence of becoming. Notice where you are wiser. Notice where you soften without being weaker. Notice where you are stronger without needing to prove it. Notice what no longer controls you in a way it once did. Notice the things you can walk away from that you have been believed you never could release. Notice the moments in which you choose yourself with greater ease. These are signs of growth. You may not always feel as though you have changed because transformation rarely announces itself when it happens. Often you recognize it retrospectively. One day you will look back and realize, I don't respond in that way I used to. I don't need that approval anymore. I don't carry that fear in the same way. I know myself better now. That is growth, and it deserves your attention too. Today, therefore, do not ask yourself to think perfectly. Ask yourself to notice consciously. When something nourishing appears, stay with it for a little while longer. When gratitude arises, let it settle rather than immediately moving on. When joy visits, allow yourself to experience it fully. When peace arrives, do not become suspicious simply because it is unfamiliar. Give goodness somewhere to land. Your attention is an infinite resource. Spend it with intention. There will always be something demanding to worry about, another problem to solve, another uncertainty to analyze. But there is also moments worth noticing. A warmth of sunlight, a kind voice, a beautiful sky, a creative idea, a moment of laughter, a body that carries you through the day, a heart that despite everything continues to love. Choose to notice, not because life is perfect, but because life is more than it is difficulties. There is more here than needs fixing. Where there is also what is growing, what is healing, what is awakening, what is becoming possible. And perhaps today you will discover that when you give a little more attention to those things, the whole inner landscape begins to change. And the affirmation for today, we will say slowly: I become conscious of where I place my attention and choose to give my life force to what nourishes, strengthens, and inspires me. I honor what needs my awareness without allowing it to consume my whole field. I notice what is growing, what is healing, and what is beautiful, allowing goodness to become more visible within my life. And if you'd like to place a hand on your heart, I choose what I feed with my attention. I choose what I allow to grow. And today I give more of myself to what is alive, loving, and worthy of becoming. As you discern, as you change, as you release, you grow, you prosper, you bloom. Ina kara ara uiki o shukukwai, ara anasunu uiki aikiaha, ara ini ki sunu uai, ara aru uko kuiki ana adasan, shuku u ina kiaha, ara aru unusunu uiki kiana, akako uru unasan, I shahi ki aiko. Walk with peace. Live through discernment. Let your attention be on those positive moments. Let your life force flourish. You are growing. You are learning. You are discerning. And you are rising. Until we meet again, namaste.